Here goes another day to the Classic Mini Mk1.
So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Here's a quick look at what's coming up in this episode. Woohoo! New parts! Hey, get in there! Right then, so we've got these Mark 4 hinges off the car, and so we'll start tearing these down and fabricating some new hinges to fit on the Mark 1 location on the car. So we'll crack on with that now. Right, so you can see there now where the hinge sits in the Mark 1 location. So we've got sort of like a little bit of a recessed area here. Now the hinge that I've taken off is slightly different because you can see the plate on this side compared to that side is different. On the Mark 1 it appears to have both the same plates on either side. You can see quite clearly it's quite simple how it sits down inside, then it won't at the moment, but it has this plate on which is off the Mark 4 Mini. So I just need to modify that so it has a plate that looks the same on both sides to give it a bit more of a narrow fit, so it sits down inside that recessed area. So, as I've mentioned in the comments, I can confirm the hinges are slightly different on the Mark 1. As you can see, I've got the hinge attached there on the bonnet, and you can notice from here that the hinge is actually a little way off attaching to the bulkhead. There we go. So you can see we're about 18mm. So the difference in the Mark 1 hinge, I'll show you from the inside, is, whoops, where are we at? There we go. So the difference in the Mark 1 hinge, well, this is in the Mark 1 location, is in this curve here. It's got a much sharper radius on this hinge, which is off a Mark 4, and the Mark 1, that radius there is a much shallower. So I just need to trim this in half here and then add a bit extra metal in this section here, which will make up that gap up at the bulkhead there. So yeah, it would be much easier just to go and buy the Mark 1 hinges, but you know, as you'll find the upbuild way, where's the fun in that? So yeah, I'm going to adjust those and modify those hinges now to fit on this Mark 1 bonnet in the Mark 1 location. So we'll crack on with that. Right then, there we go. So rather than modify the Mark 4 hinges, I just decided I would make myself a little template, as you kind of saw me do there in that time lapse, which extended that one. And so that's what I've come up with. So that's the Mark 4 bracket, and that's going to be the one that's going to go on there now. You can kind of see, gained that little bit extra, extra length. I've still got the bolts to tack in. I'll have to put put a couple of holes in, drop a couple of bolts through, tack them on the back, and just grind them back nice and flat like I have done, like those ones have been done there. Obviously they're pressed in from factory, but yeah, that's what I'll do. Save a bit of money. I think actually those Mark 1 brackets, if I remember right, hinges should I say, they're about 60 quid for a pair of Mark 1 hinges. So even if they were cheaper, I'd still have a go at making them myself because I quite enjoy doing that. So let's get them on the bonnet and try them.
Then we've got something exciting here now. We've got some new parts now, new panels here to go on. We'll have her opened up and see what we've got. See what we've got in here. Oh, we've got one part here that's for the switches. It's the back panel for the switches. We have the front panel to get yet, but that's the back panel which we need. That's one part. Lovely. Look at this packing out, see what we've got. Oh, lovely. The new scuttle panel. The new scuttle panel. That's the original panels. That's the, what are the original panels at? That's the scuttle panel. Oh, and the top dashboard panel for the top of the dashboard inside. That's another the original panels. That's what we've got for there now. They're all ready now for to go on. Very good. Excellent. I think that's all we've got. That's it. Get rid of the rubbish now. That's it, that's lovely. That's lovely, all the nice new parts.
Right then, so just a quick update on these hinges. So as you can see, we'll cut these windows in the scuttle panel so we get through, just to sort of line things up, and obviously we'll be able to weld the top part of the hinge up against the bulkhead there. So I'm happy where we've got them set up now. We'll just show you on under the bonnet. Right, there we go. So as you can see, we've got the hinges clamped onto the bonnet using the vice grips. So you can see now where we've moved them from the outside Mark 4 location to the inside where they are located on the Mark 1s. So got our new Mark 1 location now. So we just need to take the bonnet off with them attached, clean all the surfaces up, and then get them tacked on, and then we can try the bonnet and see how it works. Crack on with that. Right, there we go. So just put a little bit of zinc primer on, just to go on the bare metal, which is going to be behind the hinges, and then just to preserve the area there. So get the bonnet back on again now and tack those hinges on. We'll just give that a bit of a dry. Don't think I need them on anymore. So this is going to all get this is going to all get shot blasted. We getting the frame back on the front again, the jig back on the front again, and then get the whole front end shot blasted. If you haven't seen the episodes of us making the jig, we made that jig ourselves. I'll put a link in the screen, just in the top corner, just so you can watch that jig if you want to watch it being made. Cracking. So we'll get the bonnet back on and get them tacked on. So we'll just give it a little light, try and see if this bonnet works. Hey, hey, get in there. Loads of adjustment on the hinges, so squaring the bonnet up, not a problem. And this bonnet is not the in the best of shape, so it's getting the hinges roughly where they need to be, and then there's loads of adjustment on them. Okay then, so next thing, we've just got a little bit of work to finish off on top of this door, which we didn't get done when we were fitting this top panelling. We'll just crack on, finish those little bits off, won't take long. So yeah, we'll crack on with that now. There we go. Right, so that's those two little bits finished off from when I put that top piece in the other day. It's not the total finished article because there'll be a little skim of filler needed where those joints are, and there'll be a little bit of massaging and working of the door to get the door to fit as perfectly as I can do. Much similar to what I did on the other side, maybe a little bit of alteration on this top piece of the door, just to get it all fitting perfectly. It's a Mini after all, which, you know, when they came out of the factory, they were nowhere near perfect, so but I'm going to make it hopefully better than the factory. We'll see. Yeah, so the inside bit now, so just need to crack on, get the rubber, the piece that goes on the back that'll drop down for where the rubber's going to push onto, for when the door shuts up against it. So I'll show you the back of it, and we'll crack on with that. So we'll shift stuff about and move the car across and get on with that now. is just a quick shot of the inside of the top of that door. So I need to fit an extra piece on here, which you've seen us make. I've actually split it into two just to make it easier to work with, then weld it back together when it's on. So a piece to go on the back there, and then the other piece on the front. And this will be for the rubber to go on around the door frame. Right then, so I've just taken those two front bars off, support bars or bracing bars that we've had on the front, and I'm going to just move them about a little bit because we're going to start working on the top dash rail and the scuttle panel, which we'll have to replace. So I'm just going to put a little bit extra bracing in for that, similar to the one that was already in there, but just try to get it out of the way of where we're going to be working. So we'll get on with that now. Just the bar across the top there now. So I'm just going to time lapse this next bit, but I thought just before I do that, I'll just quickly explain what I'm going to do, just so you kind of know what's happening in the time lapse. So I'm starting on taking off the this scuttle panel, and I'm also replacing the rear dash rail, top dash rail, as you've seen the new parts we've got. And so to do that, it's pretty rotten, and it's a bit of a difficult or awkward sort of thing to take off. It's as you can see where I started there, it's obviously spot welded. Spot welded all along that seam, so I'm going to cut as many spot welds out with a spot weld drill as I can, peel it back, and that'll take the front piece off, and then the inner dash rail, or the top dash rail should I say, that'll have to be drilled out from the inside. Now you have there's three skins here, so you've got the skin of the scuttle panel, this bit at the front here which pops up on the scuttle panel, then you've got the skin behind that of the bulkhead which comes up, and then you've also got the skin of this top dash rail which comes up, so you've got the three together. So obviously we're keeping the bulkhead, so you can see in the inside. Anyway, I'll show you. So just grab the torch. Ah, where's my torch? I've been using it. Oh, here we are. Yep. On top of the welder, and I've left it on. Right, so, sorry, I'll spin you around. So, yeah, so you can see in here, you can sort of see where those little indentations are. It's hard to do this, but yeah, so there's like an indentation there. You can see if 3 there, so they're the spot welds, but it's going to be quite difficult getting in there, and obviously a lot of that's just rotten. To drill all those spot welds out is going to take a bit of doing, so we'll probably get most of the ones that I need to, and then slice in that corner all the way along where I can't get in very easy, and then grind that lip off. And I'll run the cutting disc just down that corner there. We can see where the dash rail is actually welded in. So you've got a line just there where my thumb is there. I'll cut it down there, cut it across that top edge there, and that top dash rail will pop out. Yeah, anyway, so sorry for the terrible footage there. It's difficult getting lighting right, and it's always in the way. Yeah, so I'll crack on with that, and I'm just going to time lapse that, shoot through it, and get it done, and then you'll see it when it's all off. Clean these bits on either end up, get into them now and give them a nice neat trim back. Lovely jubbly.
Right, we're just going to start and put a bit of rust cure on here now. Mark got the old scuttle panel off here, and I'm going to rust cure it. Right, now this bit along here is getting all rust cured along there because it's going to get happed up this, because when the scuttle panel goes on here, that'll be all done, but from there down over, coming down from the scuttle panel is going to be all shot blasted. This, all the bulkhead here will all be shot blasted. And the same down on the inside here. All this will be all shot blasted right ways around, from right the top right down the bottom of that.